spent 2002 in the big leagues, 2003 in AAA, and then that was your last season playing at age 26. Now, I've talked to guys who, they hung them up after their fourth year in AA. I've talked to guys who hung them up at the age of 39 in their 19th pro year. 26 years old, being a year removed from the big leagues, seems a little young. What were the circumstances that made you decide to hang them up?
That's a great question. So back in college, as a freshman, there was a ball hit. I was playing right field. The center fielder and I were going for a line drive ball that was hitting between us. We didn't communicate well because I ended up running into him as we went for the ball. His shoulder hit my eye socket right here and fractured my orbital bone. I ended up going into double vision and had to have surgery. Coming out of surgery, I was better at seeing right, direct, straight forward, and to the right. But if I looked directly up without moving my head, it was still double vision. Moved forward through into the rest of college, having still success through it, got into pro ball, got into making it fairly good as I moved up, jumped to AA in my third year, and after 6 weeks in AA, the following year I find myself in the big leagues via the Rule 5 draft, which is crazy. Getting an opportunity to play with these big league guys in 2000, the whole year, was awesome. What an experience. Then learning and saying, hey, I need to go back and still get some more reps. Right. So Arizona Fall League, AAA, even a little bit in AA, where I know our paths crossed just a bit in 01. And then jumping back into the big leagues again in 02, and then back into AAA in 03. At the end in 03, I dropped the ball. And I've always been known for defense. I had never dropped the ball. And I dropped the ball after I had been running pretty hard. And I couldn't get my eyes to focus fast enough, and I ended up dropping it. I said, oh no, here's the start of something that I did not want to have happen. But now the vision aspect of it is affecting what I'm doing. So that unfortunately took me down a path of I'm a little frustrated, a little bitter. Next year, yeah, I got let go I got released by the Padres in 03. Went over to the Cubs, signed with them, but then I had something wrong with my shoulder at the time. So they medically released me in spring training. I went back to the Padres. They thankfully gave me surgery. So all of 04, I'm rehabbing. Okay. And I'm trying to get a job, trying to figure things out, but it's still not completely healed yet. Don't have a job by the end of 04. And by the beginning of 05, I'm trying to do some tryouts, but my heart wasn't in it. And so I just unfortunately went into regular life outside of baseball. And quickly you learn, it's not as fun. So learn some good things, learn some tough things, but also I love baseball. And God gifted me with an opportunity to do like some cool things in baseball. How I love being around the game. How can I continue to give back? So opened up some phone calls to some past employers and went to an independent ball in 09 to coach and got to manage a little bit. And then the Padres gave me an opportunity to come back as a hitting coach in 10 and got to be around some cool folks in 10 and 11 at Fort Wayne. And then the Pirates I connected back in with. And I still had some contacts.
Your home team kind of.
Yeah, who drafted me originally. And then from there, they said, hey, we're doing something pretty cool over here. Clint Hurdle's here, setting a new culture, a new tone. Some cool things are happening. We're trying to change the city. We're trying to change our whole aspect of losing baseball for almost 30 years with the Pirates. I took the chance, grabbed my wife and said, hey, we're leaving Arizona. We're going to Florida. Yeah. And she thankfully was okay with it. And the Pirates continue to build and grow behind McCutcheon, behind getting to be around Garrett Cole in his younger years, and Jemison Tyon and Josh Bell, and just all these good young players. I'm like, oh my goodness, what an experience to be on.
You're feeling it. The excitement, the energy, the vibe.
And we see then the big league is paying off too, because in 12 they end up getting the playoffs. In 13 and 14 we got to the wild cards, but got beat up by some really good pitchers, Baumgartner. We were making a difference. Good things were happening. But then from there, things started going a little sideways, and the communication, the clarity of the young players weren't as good. And our higher ups got let go. I got let go after COVID, basically at the end of COVID. And got an opportunity to jump over to IMG with good friend Dave Turgeon and Dan Simons, who's the head guy over there. And how could we then take what we had learned from the Pirates and apply it to the IMG setting, which is a lot of high-end amateur talent. It's amazing. And so from there, just felt just a little uneasy and said, hey, I really want to do something more with what I've been blessed with. IMG is a great place, but I didn't see myself trying to rise and grow in there. I wanted to be a coach yet and continue to give back in different ways. And thus birthed HitLab and now Palmetto and Omnia.
Kory, what was the inspiration behind founding HitLab?
So HitLab really started as a mindset to say, hey, how can we help give back to an area that we feel we've grown in? We've had experience with some of the highest level coaches and players, and we want to continue to grow the softball and the baseball development, the desire, the love, the passion for the game. Some friends, some local families said, hey, how can we come alongside? And we see this booming market of travel teams happening. A lot of focus is more just on playing the games and winning. How can we break it down where we're getting more quality reps and more teaching and more instruction that are helping the kids, so that once we get to a competition, we're more focused, we're more confident, we're more in our abilities. But we realize that we're all on a different path on how we're growing. But it ultimately came from, I had an opportunity to play at some high levels with some amazing folks. How can I give back now and do the same to others?
And you're also the head coach at Palmetto High School. How are you able to balance that? How did you get into Palmetto? And how is that intertwined with what you're doing over here at HitLab?
It's really good people, again, wanting to help. And my wife and I, she's a saint with putting up with being gone a lot. And just, she knows I grew up around baseball. I love it. It's given me so much. Now I want to be able to give back to these other kids and families. And I've got good friends that were part of the Palmetto program and had kids there. And so just talking with the school over there and the AD, they opened up opportunity for me to come over and help make an impact on the kids. And so we tie in a lot of culture. The culture is huge. You know, in today's day and age, it's about me. I love me some me. But how do we focus on being better teammates? How do we focus on helping each other improve and keep each other accountable? And it's not just players, but it's coaches too, because we've got to model what right looks like. And so really staying on in a good place with that, just growing the area. FCA has been a huge aspect to what we do with our faith too, and how we bring what the Lord's doing in and through it. So just growing up our young kids, hopefully in a culture that is giving them opportunity, not just to play baseball, but to be a really good person outside of the field too.
How do you manage your time doing, we haven't even talked about Omnia Sports Academy yet. We got HitLab, PitchLab, Omnia Sports Academy, and Palmetto High School. How do you live? I mean, it's the best way to ask. How do you manage your time juggling all those tasks?
I need a lot of other good people around me. I'm still learning and I'm failing a lot too, but we're trying to come up with good systems, good processes on how things are working well with communication, because the communication is where it falls apart, right? And if we're not following up with our families, with our kids, staying on point with why we're doing what we're doing, then
getting out of control and things are flying
off. It goes
off.
the wrong direction, right? We a lot of times we think negative about things and people. So just trying to speak more than we need to in understanding, hey, this is our mission, this is our vision, this is what we're really trying to do here. We're trying to have an impact on these young kids, help guiding parents. They're trying to understand how the system's working and doing best, and they're spending a lot of money doing it as well. So we want to respect the fact that we want a good quality product being brought back to you through, whether it's a travel team, whether it's a lesson, whether it's group training, but also even at the high school level too. Like you're paying for some opportunities to grow and develop, and then get to a season where, hey, you've got to make the team. Yeah. So now it's put up or shut up. Let's make this team and let's go win a state championship if we can, right?
And the key to that is development, which it does get lost in the trying to battle for wins and battle for recruiting.
Yeah, and there's a lot of good organizations in this area too. Yeah. And as a HitLab, of course, I'm a little biased to saying we're one of the better ones around. But if you go to other places, like, get better. Just go get better, because we need you at the high school levels to be able to come in, compete, be a dog to come and let's figure out how to get better every day. You don't have to be the most talented athlete, but if you know the game and we can understand the other team's weaknesses, and we can do some back picks, or we can do some not just trick plays, but understanding, hey, how do we be routine plays? Just make the routine plays, and if we can put the ball in play, like support each other. Baseball, it's so easy to go negative. It's so easy to go pessimistic? How do we continue to stay, short memory, move forward, learn from it, and be ready to get after it?
What is Omnia Sports Academy?
So Omnia Sports Academy is a chance for families to more efficiently put their lives in order. They are up at 6 and they are not going to bed till 10 at night. It seems like, how can we figure out how to be more efficient with our time? And we looked at it, and high school's great. There's a lot of great things about high school, but it can be inefficient at times. And so in Florida here, we have an amazing opportunity for families and kids to be able to do their own thing with school. And so we've given this academy a homeschool setting where we can team with families, team with the players to be more efficient in their education and to be done within a couple hours almost every day. And then guess what? We can actually train during those hours that you would be at school. And so then once we're done, by the end of what time of school they would be done, you actually have time to go and do other things with your family. You can have family dinner at night. You could go do a second sport if you wanted to. You can go do church stuff on Wednesday nights. All the good things that we seem to miss out on because our other schedule has been so full in the past. We're trying to be an asset for the local high schools in the area that they never have enough time to individualize with their players, it seems like. And so they've got to go do extra lessons or go do extra pitching things.
And the parents are out till 8, 9 o'clock
spending more money and doing more money. Exactly. So we're trying to be an asset to them to say, hey, let's help you train. Let's get you in a great spot. And then from there, go off and do your team training with your high school teams. Or maybe you're at a younger age for middle school because we'll grade 6 to 12. So in middle school, it's still probably like a travel ball setup. But you can go and train with your travel ball team as a team setting where you're working on the team D and your base running and an approach on offense to move runners. But here we can individualize by doing our strength and conditioning plans that are all tailored to fit their needs of their body and what they're doing and growing. But also maybe their hitting focus, their arm care focus, which is huge these days.
Right.
We overthrow so many of our pitchers at a younger age as well. But having a game plan down for that, and also them taking accountability of their plan, like getting a blueprint set up and what helps them, what hurts them. We really try to get everything together and then have a buy-in and say, hey, this is what we're going to try and do. And then every day, let's show up and get after it. Every group has its own challenges, right? And I guess if you have a desire to help higher level or lower level, you've still got to learn how to coach the lower level kids in a clean, clear way to then apply that even to the older kids. Because guess what? They lose attention very fast at the younger ages, but even at the older ages, they'll start losing you if you don't have clear, concise directives on what we're trying to do and how we're trying to help. And as the biggest difference I see is, hey, you almost got to dictate things for the younger kids and create fun solution problems that they're trying to do and just become more athletic. But the older ones, they're pretty athletic already. Now they want to refine their game. Now there's a little more data involved saying, hey, you're here. We need to get you here to really get you to that next level. So now you tie in a little bit more of the data, the numbers, the goals, and then in the pro side too. Yeah, but all they want to do is get better and to help the big league club, right? So in the minor leagues, if you're not getting the job done, here's what you need to fix. Right. How are we going to fix these numbers then from pitching or hitting, whatever side?
You were limiting enrollment to about a dozen.
We are. So right now we've got 5 total. We've got one other person that comes in later, and we do 5 kids training all year. So you can do education and training, or you can, if somebody else is doing their Florida virtual at their home, they can come just for the elite training there too. And so that's where they'll show up around 10:30, quarter to 11, and then we'll jump right into training altogether also. So you don't have to do the homeschool portion of it here. You can. We usually have a teacher will come tomorrow and continue to oversee and help them where they're at. But kids are doing really well. If we can get to that 10 level, like we've got 5 right now, we'd love to be at 10 by next fall to have a full-time, instead of, hey, Coach Kory said you're doing okay. Well, that doesn't mean as much as a retired teacher that's been in the school system for a while that can come alongside. But we're doing our pro series on being a good teammate, and we're learning about nutrition right now, which is all about habits, right?
For sure.
But we need to know what helps us, what doesn't help us in recovery and preparation, all the stuff that athletes are trying to help their body feel better. But part of that then is having contacts in the game. And it's not just about the baseball game. It's more about, hey, what goes on behind the scenes? So scouting, how do kids want to learn more about how scouting works, and what are they trying to impress when they go out to a showcase or do tournaments? Like how are they, what are the scouts trying to look at and look for? We've got contacts with Teddy Barrett, with longtime MLB umpire. You know, how do we treat umpires, and how do umpires want to be treated, and how, you know, all the insights of that. So it's cool to hear insight from that.
How does the question work?
We're playing with the numbers to see what we can work to make it as efficient as possible for the parents. There have, again, other places are up in the $1,800, $1,900 a month that they're charging. We're trying to be respectful and say, hey, we know parents are spending a ton of money already. On top of that scholarship, that basically you're getting about $7,500 for the year. So it's about $750 for 10-month school season is what we then accept on behalf of the parents. Then we're looking to charge between $400 and $800 based on parents' situations on where they're at. The goal would be $800, but again, we can also work with families that maybe are in a tougher situation. And we want to be able to help give to families and kids that have a desire, that have that extra goal of, I want to play in the big league someday. Let's go. Let's help you get there. We're currently at 5 right now, and we're trying to get to 10. That would be ideal, because now we've got a full-time teacher overseeing the education side. So I'm learning. We're trying to learn as much as we can about how we can help these kids and families, and ultimately we think we could get up to about 25 kids in this facility throughout the day, which would be awesome.
Yeah.
But as we're growing, we're trying to do it the right way and making sure we're being excellent, even at the small stuff.